Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Small Business Success Interview Series. I'm your host, Small Business Stacey. And today I have with me Gary George, who has so much energy and charisma that I swear the Energizer Bunny comes to him for coaching and support. Hi, I'm Small Business Stacey.
I'm Digital Dave.
Where marketing
meets technology.
How are you, Gary?
Hey, Stacey, I'm doing good. So good to see you and be on your show.
Absolutely. I am so glad to have you here because what we're talking about today is socks.
Yes.
Like, wow, that's exciting, right? But you have found a way to make the sock sexy again.
That's
so
right.
Before we get into that, share a little bit about yourself with the audience so they know sort of who you are, where you came from, and what you're doing now.
All right. Well, basically, hi, everybody. My name is Gary George. I am CEO of a few different companies, but today I'm here to talk about Sock Junkie, which is my sock company. Stacey and I have met in the past because of what I do in my other side of my businesses, which is a marketing firm named Blazing Multimedia. We market, and work with tons of small businesses, medium-sized, large, all different types of companies, stuff like that, growing and getting them out there, making sure that everybody's automating as much as they should and getting things done the way that they should to really expose their brands and products and services. So, of course, it was my time to jump into the product arena. I knew I wanted to do something fun, exciting, different. I'm all about fun and different, and that's the reason why we did the sock line, which we're going to talk a little bit more about.
Okay, great. All right, so that's a little bit about the professional you, but if you want to know the real you. All right, so I got some questions for you.
Go ahead.
No right or wrong answers, all right?
Okay.
So would you say multiple choice questions or essay?
You could give me a mix of both. I'll take it. Now, whatever you think.
All right,
ready.
An integrated approach. Here we go.
That's right.
All right, shower in the morning or shower at night?
Oh, morning for sure. Got to feel fresh all day long.
All right, good to know.
Yes.
And I know you're sort of very adventuresome. So skydiving or bungee jumping?
Oh, skydiving. I've been several times. I went to get certified and everything for it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm an official adrenaline junkie. Yes, I am. I can't get enough. So
the question is, if you open up a sock, will that like help parachute you down?
It might. I should market that, safety chute.
Right. Socks that save the world.
Right.
All right. Well, we are talking about socks today, and there is nothing, I don't think, anything that is more commoditized than a sock, right?
Absolutely.
And so I talk about this a lot because in my coffee and smoothie business, it's a commodity as well. Like a coffee is a coffee and a smoothie is a smoothie, and you just can't compete in that way. So share a little bit about what you're doing that are really making socks sexy again.
Well, definitely. It is all about being different. Nobody wants to be the same. That is my pitch. I say, throw away those boring white socks. No more boring black socks. It's time for fun socks. Put the fun on your feet. And that's what we're doing is putting it back on their feet, giving people some style, giving you a personality. We call them personality socks, because we have something to fit everybody's personality, and everybody's just tired and are ready to express themselves in multiple ways. For a lot of guys who are, hardcore businessmen in corporate America, the only smidgeling of personality they get to shine through is on their socks. They got to wear the suits and this and that, but they got to stay in the status quo, but they can get crazy with the socks and let everybody feel their real personality shine through. So we kind of capitalized on that as well with the kids who are into sneakers big now. Sneakers are huge. I mean, my son and many other sons are paying $400 or $500 a pair. They're really serious about this stuff. Oh, they're not even playing. Like it's nothing, Stacey. Some of them are $800, and these kids are buying. You'll be surprised how many kids you see walking around and they got $800 sneakers on.
All right, did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
$500 for a pair of socks.
Yeah. Not socks, the sneakers. The
Oh, the
sneakers.
sneakers. Okay.
Yeah, the sneakers. The sneakers. They're all about the sneakers. So those guys are serious because they're collectors. When my
Yeah.
son started doing it, I was kind of like saying, well, I was like, wait a minute, you're crazy. I'm not paying $300, $400 for a pair of sneakers. But then he kept saying, Dad, listen, I'm getting them at this price. You don't understand. He had the business all worked out. He said, I'm being them with 300, but in 2 weeks, they're going to be 600. So I could wear them for a while and sell them for more than I bought them. And I started to understand that whole world of how these guys really get serious and build these huge collections, because it's like collecting paintings and artwork nowadays. I mean, it really is. These sneakers are exploding in value. So we knew that the socks were hand in hand with that. Those are the guys who don't mind spending the money to look good, to have the latest and greatest. And that's the reason why we did Sock Junkie.
Interesting. Now, you've alluded to that, it's from the kids all the way up to the CEO. Is
Mhm.
it gender neutral? Like, can women wear these as well? I know you've mentioned men.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, most definitely. We get most of our buyers actually. It's almost in every product-based business, the women are always the buyers, right? They buy, buy,
Right.
buy. They're gonna buy first, so they're the ones buying the gifts. So I want to get this for this. So they wear a lot of them. We have a lot of female oriented designs. We have a lot of other designs that they're universal, which I'm gonna show you, and you'll see a lot of different stuff that everybody enjoys. Doesn't matter who they are, old, young. It's crazy because when we first started it, I didn't even think that we were targeting like the older demographic. This is what I always say in my marketing business, and what I always do when I'm consulting all of my clients, and say, don't ever think that people want what you like. You will never, ever know it. Don't base anything you do in marketing off of what you like, because you will be wrong. It's 9 out of 10, no matter how much you do it. And even myself, being in marketing for 20 years, we have contests in the office where my guys are betting on which one of our ads are going to win. And 9 out of
Right.
10, we're all wrong. It's always different. You don't know what determines it. So we don't guess. We just test. That's what we do in
Oh,
marketing.
I love
Yeah,
that. Don't
never
guess, just
guess.
test. And
Just
it's so
test it.
true because, we think as marketers we're so smart and we know it all. And I know you've done presentations before where you'll throw up the ads and you'll ask us to vote on which do you think, had the highest response. And I'm always wrong.
Right? So many of us are always wrong. You cannot determine it. That's the reason why you got to go and test it. So we started testing. We've got all these older demographic of particularly ladies. They were almost all females. We're buying. We have a big wine collection. They love the wine collection. So they started buying these wine socks. But not just that, we would think, and we would try to determine, oh, we're going to this type of event. It's going to be older people. So we got to bring the older designs. We were wrong again. See, again, you can't think about what you think or what you know. Now, all of the older people we thought were going to be buying for themselves, they were all buying the younger designs because they were buying for their nieces, their nephews, their grandsons, my son, my this. That's who they were buying for. So we were like, we sold way more of the young designs to the old people than we would have imagined. Yeah.
That is
So,
amazing.
yeah.
All right. So I know people are probably thinking, well, gosh, I have my white sports socks or my black dress socks in my drawer. So what do these socks look like? Talking about these fancy socks. Give us a demo.
Yes, I will give you a demo. One thing about our socks is this: we have developed a process to make them super saturated, eye-popping color that comes out of the socks, right? Plus, we put these crazy designs on them, and I'm going to show you a few of them. And we put a ton of personality in. So let's just take this one, for example, right? This one is Taco Bout It, right? Taco Bout It. We got our tacos on there. We got our nice color. You see how vibrant the purples are, the tacos that are there, the nice saying on top so people can show it off and have a laugh about it. We put our humor in a bit of everything. All right, I'm going to show you another one, which is another good example, right? I love me, and you should too, right? So these are, again, all different types of personalities that you may have in your family members, stuff like that, that barely awake. This one always feels very good, right? Because the people are that's me in the morning. I'm barely awake, right? It's funny because I get so many people who will buy these socks and they say, oh, this is perfect for my boyfriend because we call him Bear. And we
Oh,
barely
right.
awake. Yeah. So there's like people have names, nicknames that go with it, stuff like that. This is another pun, the you crazies, right? With the right? So this is another one that a lot of people like as well. Then we have our wine collection where we got like everything happens for a
Oh
reason.
yeah, I'm in.
Right? I know Jim's in on this one. He loves Riesling. Everything happens for a Riesling, which is another good play on words.
Oh my
Um,
God.
so we got a bunch of them. We'll run for beer. you know uh, and again, we try to make sure that we put some type of personality into it. We make it funny so that you're not just putting on a sock in the morning and you feel like, oh, it's just a sock and it's boring. It's something you want to wear. You feel good. This is for my yogis. Boom chakra lakra we did.
Oh my God. Great.
So we're always playing with different designs and stuff like that. So that's what makes us different. That's what makes Sock Junkie different. We do premium, high quality socks. These aren't regular socks. I tell everybody we don't make socks. We engineer socks. We put so much testing and time into making sure that the fabrics were appropriate, what we use to make them breathable so that they don't fade when you wash them. They don't lose their elasticity. Every single one of them has a shock absorbing heel on the back of them so that they feel really good on your feet. So they are definitely premium quality socks. People see that and they know the difference between our socks and those regular Joe Schmo socks out there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited now to talk about the marketing of this. Like, I would imagine people are taking pictures. I mean, do you have a hashtag? Yeah, tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, marketing, we're going to town with it. I mean, people love the socks. It's something that makes people feel good. Whenever you get a product that makes people feel good and smile, you can get a lot of great content for social media and everything else. So we got tons of testimonials, tons of people talking about the socks, how great they are. And they come in our booth and they go around it and they're just like, oh, they're laughing at all the different ones. We record them a lot of times and we have them, their reactions to certain designs. So they give out a lot of that information. So we do a lot of that stuff with, making sure that we test everything that we're doing. And we're working with different audiences. And whenever we're dealing with different audiences, some people like this, some people like that. So you never can guess. Like I say, you got to just test everything. Yeah, that's it.
Well, in your Blazing Media business, you focus on online marketing, digital marketing.
Right.
So I'm curious, are you doing any offline marketing in this sock business?
Yes, we are. We're doing a ton of offline marketing as well. And that is really our hand-to-hand sales where we're doing big conferences, shows, trade shows, stuff like that. We go out and we'll set up and sell socks at these different events. We're using it as a marketing push. And a lot of people don't understand this, especially small business owners, that you feel like you always have to be making money from every effort that you put out there. But I've always preached that to all of my clients the same, to say, listen, this is the difference between, I've worked with, the big guys to the medium to the small guys. This is the difference that I continually see that's common with the big guys. They don't look at that beginning number. They're always looking at the end number. They're always going for what is going to be the golden nugget at the end of the rainbow, not just what I'm getting out of it right now, but what I'm going to get out of it, out of return business, out of referrals, out of how many times I repeat business, what kind of lifetime value am I going to get out of this customer? They've already calculated all that, so they know how much they're willing to spend. And that's the reason why most of the big dogs are willing to spend more than what a person will spend initially. And it was almost felt backwards. And I learned that from affiliate marketing. When I was an affiliate marketer and I was marketing all these other products, and I was doing ringtones and teeth whitening and all this other crazy stuff. And it would be like, the product would cost like $15 and they would pay us $20 per sale. And I was like, how the hell are they paying us more than what the product costs? That was my first foray into understanding bigger business and understanding why they're willing to pay you $20 for a $15 sale, because they know that the lifetime value, that person probably $150. I'll just wait for it. It's going to come around. So that's the way it goes. And that's the way we approach the same thing we do with our socks as well.
Great. So I'm very proud of you, because my saying is gross is for vanity, net is for sanity.
For real.
Right. It's not about Facebook likes. You can't deposit that in the bank.
Exactly. You're right. That's for sure.
Right. So I'm so glad that you're focused on retention. So then how do you bring those customers back? Like, they buy a pair or maybe 5 pairs of socks. Like, how are you then going back and marketing to them to get them to buy more?
Data. This is the thing that I always push all of my clients. This is the reason why I actually did this, because I'm always pushing my clients. Sometimes it gets me, I get aggravated. My wife, she'll always say, why are you getting mad at the client for not listening to you? And I was like, Because I know this is the way. If they just did this, they would be so much more successful. So I said, no, let me just do it so I don't drive myself crazy all the time. I'm going to do it myself sometime. And that's what I chose to do with this, which was doing that. And this is one of the things I always told all of them: collect the data. Collect the data. When we're at these shows and I'm face to face with the person, this is the number one way. This is the best market intel you can possibly get, being face to face with an individual. You now have a focus group, a person right there that you can ask pop off questions. So what do you like? What do you don't like? What's your kids? Oh, you got a nephew? Oh, you got a niece? You got a grandson? What are you buying this for? Oh, your husband. Your husband likes beer, right? Oh, you like this? Okay, I'm writing all that down. Everything I'm asking them and I'm pulling out of their heads, I'm writing it down and I'm putting it into our database so that when I send them an email, that our emails are speaking to them. That's what people say. Man, you must be reading my mind. I was just thinking about this. And it's because, no, I'm not reading your mind. I'm paying attention to what you say and what you're doing. And by the time you finish a conversation with me, I know how many grandkids, how many kids you got, how much with your dog, where you been last week, what kind of drinks you drink. You know, I'm doing what Facebook does electronically. I'm doing it, you know, in the real world by talking with people face to face and doing these types of promotional marketing, you know, expos.
Wow. And I guess they then become your brand ambassador, right?
Absolutely. They love it more than anything when I'm really able to pitch them. One of the things we're doing, well, I don't want to give away too many of my secrets, but man,
you got to pay for it.
Yeah, no, this is a good one though. We're doing this now. This is going to be really cool. We're running contests for people, right, to come up with different designs. And we're putting their name into the design, and they also have their signature on the back of the sock. So it's really cool. So people are going crazy because what gave me this idea, so many people were giving us good ideas. And I was like that idea. Then we would print it up. And then I would send them a pair. And they would go, you know, of course, they would go bananas because they were like, you really listened to me. You really made it. Yeah. And I was like, I told you I like that idea. We did it. Here's a free pair of socks. They loved that. So they went crazy. And that gave me the idea, said, oh, we should do this more often. We should get more people involved, because now if you got a sock that has your name on it, that's for sale on a site, how many people, how many friends, how many family members are you going to tell to say, go check out this sock company? Not just because I like the socks, but this is my sock. This is the Stacey sock. This is the Stacey sock that's right there. And it says your name on the name of the sock, says it built into the sock. So it's a real great way of getting some real hardcore brand ambassadors.
Oh my God, how brilliant. So this is not just a sock, this is like a piece of art.
Exactly. And you know, many people say that. They say, man, I really don't want to wear it. I can hang it. Like, yeah, but they retain the color so well, you'd be surprised. You can still wear them and they still look great. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so I know you showed us some designs that you have, and it sounds like those were ones that you either had people give you input to, or you came up with the designs. But can people like customize their own sock, or do you have that in place yet?
Yes, they can. We do have that in place. People can do their own customs as well, and we're doing that now for a lot of teams, sports teams, organizations. We're doing it for. So definitely anyone who comes, they always ask for business owners. I got a lot of business owners who give them away to their clients. They market themselves with those, that kind of thing. So yeah, we definitely do customs as well.
Brilliant, brilliant. All right, so we are coming into the holiday season. You know, everybody's going to be whipping out their wallet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What are you planning to do to compete against everybody else who's out there selling socks?
Yeah, well, this is when it gets very interesting. This is when we got to go into full gear. All right. End of the quarter, fourth quarter is when all retailers know that this is when you're going to get about 80% of your revenue is going to come in these 3 months. So you really got to buckle down and get for real. Most people who are new to it don't understand it. They think it's coming all year. It's really not. Most of it's coming right now. So you got to get really, really prepared. You have to prepare early. We start in August doing our preparations for what's going to come into the holiday season. We're doing a bunch of stuff where we're making gift packages. We're doing stuff. We're doing a corporate gifting program with some of the bigger corporations where they're giving these socks, and we're making custom socks and giving them to their employees. So we're doing stuff like that, where alliances can a lot of times get you a lot further even than what we're doing on the hand-in-hand. So we make sure we have both ends of that covered. From a consumer side of things, we are We put in all of the bells and the whistles to make sure that when you come to the site that we've retained your information, that we can follow you around with those retargeting. Retargeting is the most important thing in e-commerce, period. Like, you must remind that individual. All of us go shop at a site and we might want that item, but we just didn't pull the trigger at the time. The dog started barking, my alarm clock went off, whatever, and I forgot to purchase. But if I see it again and I keep going back on the line and I keep seeing ads for it that remind me about this product that I really, really want, that's the key. So retargeting is a huge tool, even more so than services-based businesses, for product-based businesses. So that's a big thing. What else do we have that we're rolling out? We're also doing a gift box service that we're rolling out, which will be a subscription service where a person can sign up and say, you got a sock junkie in your family who loves socks. You know, what better way to not just give you one gift, but I'm going to give you a gift. You get another sock every month, another 2 socks every month that continue to come, and that kind of thing. So we're also rolling that out, which is our subscription service for our socks too. So we got a lot of stuff planned.
Wow, Gary, you got it going on. That's awesome. What I find so unique about it, and this is interesting, is that to me anyways, it seems like maybe you had your midlife crisis kind of similar like I did.
Right.
I was running a business and then I needed something fun to do, and I started my coffee and smoothie business. And I, just like you, work with my husband. So maybe, we don't really talk about this on the show, but what is it like working with your spouse?
Oh man,
and be nice.
I would definitely be nice. Well, we have worked together for 20 years. 20 years. Has actually been 20 years this year, 2018, about to be 21 that we've been in business with Blazer Multimedia. And my wife helped me start the company. She was integral in doing everything to get it up and running. She did so much of the sales aspect, so many other things that really got us some huge clients when we were initially starting the business, growing the business, that kind of thing. It's definitely a challenge. Like everyone knows, like marriage is a challenge, period. But to work together in a marriage and be business partners, it's a whole nother level of a challenge. So I take my hat off to you, Stacey, as well as myself and everyone else who can do it, because it is a extreme challenge to be flexible enough to work with your spouse in a way that you don't kill each other. So you really have to humble yourself. And that's what I find more than anything. Sometimes you have to humble yourself and realize that you can't deal with your spouse the same way you deal with your employees, no matter what. They have to have a different type of way that we do things that are slightly different no matter what the situation. So once you understand that and you both understand your strengths and your weaknesses, you can really start to fill in the gaps for one another. And that's what a partnership is really supposed to be about, is the gaps that I have, you fill them, and that way we form a really great Voltron together, and we can build and continue to complement one another.
That, or maybe you come out with a line of mood socks. So, depending how you're feeling that day, so your spouse can see the sock and then they know.
I like that. We might have to put that out, the Stacey brand.
All right, send me my commission.
That's right.
All right, Gary. Oh my God, you have shared so much valuable information to the small business community, because we spend a lot of time talking a lot about service-based businesses, but I haven't brought anybody on to talk about, products, and specifically like e-commerce and something as mundane as a pair of socks. Mm-hmm. So are there any maybe last words of advice that you would give to a small business owner running maybe an online store like Shopify, or selling a commoditized product like a cup of coffee or a pair of socks?
Right. Yeah, definitely. I would definitely give my piece of advice is to build your list. The list is money. Email list is your bread and butter of every business. If you're an online business, period, even offline, you have to have that email list, and the means of communicating with one another. Don't just depend on social media. So many people think that that's the way, and we are constantly beating this into our clients' heads to say, do not get comfortable just building up a social media following. You don't own that. Facebook can change their algorithm at any moment, and what your normal post, and it's happening right now, is called Facebook Edge. It's their algorithm. So only 20%, less than 20% of your followers actually see your message. So for me to build my message, and then I put out posts that I can't even get to my followers without having to pay for it, I don't like that. So I have to build my email list where I can get direct access to those individuals, whether it's email, whether your crowd is younger and you need to do it SMS, whatever it is, you need to build a list that you can communicate with your individuals consistently about what you're doing in your business. That's my number one biggest piece of advice for anyone getting into business, but particularly e-commerce, anything product-based business, that kind of thing. Definitely want to do that. Second thing you want to do is you got to market like crazy. You can't sit back and think that everybody's going to come because you got a great product. It will not happen. Doesn't matter if you just invented something that is revolutionary. No one will come running for it because they won't know it exists. So you have to really get out there and
You
push.
mean build it and they will come? Doesn't work.
Right. Does not work. You better pump and get it.
All right,
out there.
Gary says it doesn't work.
That's right. You better so we put a lot, and that's why I also tell small business owners is that they should not penny pinch on your marketing expense, because it's not an expense, it's an investment. It's money you're getting back. So you need to find as much as you possibly can to push your business forward fast enough. People want to go slow motion and then they get burned themselves out because it's going too slow. And that's why you see so many businesses fail. People get scared. Excuse me, they get scared. And we like to say, listen, if you do it fast, you're going to see the results fast. And when you get that coming back to you, it makes you more excited. It makes everything start to work and click. You got some more money in the bank. It makes everybody feel better. And that's the way to do it quickly. Don't do it slow motion. Go fast and do it aggressively. So that's my tips for today.
All right, Gary, you must have read my book, Small Business Marketing Made Easy, because that is the I for invest in the action system. So,
how nice.
Great closing words. All right, Gary, everybody's like clamoring on their computer or their phone. How can I get in touch with him? So share that information.
Absolutely. You can get in touch with me. Just go to Sock Junkie. That is with 2 E's, Junkee, sockjunkie.com. You can also get me in my email, which is sockjunkies with a Z @gmail.com. So sock, JUNKEEZ @gmail.com. And you can touch base with me there, whether it's for Sock Junkie, whether you need some help with marketing, for Blazer Multimedia, either one will get to me. We can talk like I'm willing to help out other small businesses, other people looking to grow aggressively. We can help you do it.
Yes, if anybody can do it, Gary George can do it. Thank you so much for coming on with me today. Your socks are they're everything. They're just gorgeous pieces of art. They make you smile. They're for every age group. I commend you on doing something really fun and making a lot of money doing it.
Thanks you,
Stacey,
for
coming on with me today.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
You got it. Let me close this out.
All right.
This is Small Business Stacey, your small biz marketing specialist, here to help you get your marketing into action so you can become a small biz marketing whiz. Bye-bye, everybody.
This podcast was brought to you by Small Business Stacey, the small biz marketing specialist. Want to grow your business more in the next 30 days than you have in the past 3 months? Get your free marketing plan at smallbizmarketingspecialist.com. That's small, B-I-Z, marketingspecialist.com.